What's going on, everyone? It's Super here and welcome to another Injustice 2 video. Now, I've been up for a very long time. It's very early in the morning. Just finished recording some Captain Cold / Mr. Freeze gameplay you guys will be seeing in the future. But I'm like all tired and Ed Boon starts tweeting about some interesting stuff that I kind of wanted to talk about here and see if you guys would have liked this idea that was being thrown around at NetherRealm Studios. So earlier today, or I guess just a couple minutes ago, it's very early right now, it's 6 a.m. Yeah, I'm gonna be going to sleep at 6 a.m. So let's see. Alright, so the first tweet was pretty, just something simple. He linked an article talking about Captain Marvel and Captain Marvel. Of course, Captain Marvel used to be Shazam before there was a mix-up right there with the Marvel's Captain Marvel. So then they renamed Captain Marvel Shazam. So that's how it all started, and then Ed Boon came and mentioned it would have been fun to see Shazam as a premiere skin for Black Adam or Raiden in Injustice 2. But Shazam was in Injustice 1 with different moves. Now, if you guys have been watching my channel for even a couple months, you guys know I was a huge advocate of having a Shazam premiere skin for Black Adam, because although they don't play anything like, you know, their respective, counterparts, like Black Adam from Injustice 2 is pretty much Black Adam from Injustice 1, and he played nothing like Shazam. Shazam was more of a command grab character, and Black Adam is pretty much the same, like Black Adam. But they did incorporate some of like Shazam's, for example, they incorporated Shazam's trait into Black Adam's gameplay, so I always thought that that could work. Even though Shazam doesn't play identical to Black Adam, if he's just a premiere skin, it wouldn't really like take away from the premiere skin, you know what I mean? Like, I would have loved to play as Shazam with Black Adam's moves. Same thing with Raiden. As much as a lot of people like Black Lightning, in my opinion, like, I don't know what is it that they did with him as far as like his intro dialogue, because he seemed very boring, and they had a lot of lines that were just, repeated lines. So I think a lot of people would have liked to see Shazam instead of Black Adam. Because of course it's just a premiere skin, and I think with Raiden's gameplay it would have worked as well. Just imagine how cool Shazam's super would have looked. They could have done something with that, but unfortunately it's not going to happen. But Ed Boon definitely wanted to see that happen. So after that, this is the interesting thing that I want to talk about here. So he tweeted, however, fun fact, at one point we considered making a Fighter Pack 0, which would consist of returning fighters from Injustice 1 like Ares, Doomsday, Batgirl, and Captain Shazam. Captain Marvel. Let's call him Captain Marvel. So that is a huge like bombshell of, a fun fact. It's not, I don't think it's gonna happen, because he said at one point, meaning that they probably left it on the cutting room floor. And if you guys remember, I actually covered an interview from Ed Boon where he mentioned that, one of the characters that he wanted in the game but was left in the cutting room floor was Ares. So a lot of people thought, including myself, that Ares might have a chance to return as a DLC character, but it looks like this was what he was talking about. This idea of a Fighter Pack 0, bringing back old characters from the first Injustice game. Man, that would have been so awesome. Would you guys have liked to see Ares, Doomsday, Batgirl, and Shazam return as their own characters in like a Fighter Pack 0? And another interesting thing is that this Fighter Pack 0 contains 4 DLC characters. So there might be a chance that if we do get a Fighter Pack 4, that we might even get 4 characters. You never know if this was going to contain 4 characters. But then again, it would have been a lot easier for the team to make these 4 characters, because they already have like the moves and pretty much like the gameplay down of how these characters would play. They would just need to reanimate them into this new engine for Injustice 2. But interesting that it was 4 characters, and I wonder how they would have came to the conclusion of Ares, Doomsday, Batgirl, and Shazam, because there's a lot of characters like Zatanna, like Martian Manhunter, that I think a lot of people would have liked to see. Like Lobo, I think they could have made Lobo, you know, even better here with the intro dialogues, and he would have been really cool. So I wonder how they came to decide on this, you know, when they were roaming around for this idea, when they were throwing this idea around. But I would pay money, a lot of money, for this fighter pack. Fighter pack 0. Now, don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. I would not want a fighter pack 0 instead of a fighter pack 4. I want new characters instead of this fighter pack 0. But if they would have like included this as just more characters and more content, like, why not, right? That would have been just money waiting for them to, you know, it would have been, their pockets would have been laced with money, pretty much what I'm trying to say, because a lot of people like Ares. They like Doomsday. Of course, Doomsday, huge fan favorite. Shazam is a fan favorite. Batgirl, I don't think she was that much of a favorite because she was insanely overpowered in the first Injustice game. But I think a lot of people do like Batgirl. And it would have made sense for like them to have Ares in there because, of course, he was the Wonder Woman bad guy. You know, Wonder Woman was, I don't remember when it came out. I think like 2 months into Injustice 2. So maybe like a fighter pack 0 before fighter pack 1, obviously. So that would have been really cool, but it looks like this idea will never come to be. It will never, you know, see the light of day, which is unfortunate. But I do enjoy the fact that Ed Boon tweeted this idea because, you know, just imagine the crazy stuff that could happen or could have happened that was not done, you know, in Mortal Kombat X and in Injustice 2. Like, this is a pretty awesome idea that unfortunately, for one reason or another, they just couldn't make. Like, they couldn't do this. But that is going to be the end of today's video. Would you guys like to have seen 4 returning characters from Injustice 1 come back to Injustice 2 via this fighter pack 0? I 100% would have, and it, you know, the more content the better. And Ares, Doomsday, Batgirl, and Shazam, I would have been happy with those characters. I probably would have thrown in Martian Manhunter in there instead of like Ares. But Doomsday, Shazam, and Batgirl would have been really cool. Maybe Deathstroke instead of Ares, or someone instead of Ares. Like, I know there's Ares fans out there, but I never really liked his playstyle too much in Injustice 1 whenever I was like toying around with him. But Doomsday would have looked really awesome in this game. And of course, Shazam, Batgirl. I always wanted Batgirl as a DLC character. Like, I wanted her as one of the returning DLC characters or just on the main roster. Like, she was a lot of fun to play, even if she was insanely overpowered. So that's gonna be the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your comments down below, and I will see you guys next time. What's going on? It's Super here, and thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you guys subscribed if you are not already. Also, check out any of these videos linked at the top. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.